If you're a phone flipper and you can't get enough phones, nothing is wrong with your area. Something is wrong with your sourcing system because all the problems you think you have, no one replies to my messages, my area is dead, people want way too much for their phone, there's too much competition in my area, they're all the same problem. And once I fixed it, I started getting so many phones every single month that it literally felt unfair. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you could fix this too and start getting a shit ton of phones. So let's get right into it.
All right, so this is you right here. You are having a problem with getting phones. Now, you probably say all these different things. You probably say, oh, no good deals pop up for me in my area. No one replies to my messages. Marketplace is dead in my area. People want way too much money for their phone. There's too much competition in my area. You probably say all these things. If not, you probably say one of these things, and that is the reason why you're not getting phones. Okay. So right here, you have to solve 4 different problems. How are we going to do that? We're not. We're going to combine this all into one problem. And in reality, that's exactly what it is you're having a sourcing problem, and these are just all symptoms of a sourcing problem. So it's a lot easier to solve one problem than it is 4. So if we combine these all into one thing, it's going to make it a lot easier to solve. So marketplace being dry, too much competition in your area, people want too much money for their phones, people aren't replying. These are all symptoms of a sourcing problem. So now this makes our job a lot easier because we don't have to solve 4 different problems. All we have to do is solve one problem. And automatically, when you solve the bigger problem, the big thing that is happening, all these problems will fix themselves once you just solve this. So for example, to make this click in your brain a little bit more to understand what I'm saying, for example, let's say your Wi-Fi goes down, right? Your phone won't load, your MacBook won't load, your TV won't load. But the problem isn't all of these things. Your problem isn't all the devices. Your problem isn't the phone. It isn't the MacBook. It's the router, right? So go fix the router and everything else will start working. That's the same thing with phone flipping. Once you fix your sourcing problem, everything else starts working. I hope that makes sense and clicks in your brain. So now we're going to go on to what does sourcing actually mean? If we need to fix a problem, we need to understand the problem first of all. So sourcing just means getting enough chances every day to buy phones. That's all. It just means enough chances. So what even are chances? What do chances look like in phone flipping? It can mean a seller messaging you. It can mean a new listing on Facebook, someone replying to you. It can mean an offer, someone wanting to sell their phone. These are all chances. And we know if we get no chances, we get no phones. And obviously, if we get no phones, we make no money. A phone flipping business revolves around getting phones, right? I'd assume. So this is what it looks like when you get a low amount of chances of phones. Let's say you get 2 messages on the day, you're probably going to get 0 phones. And this will enable you to feel like, oh, marketplace is dead. Only 2 people listed their phone today. Or it feels like sellers want way too much because out of the 2 people that reached out to you, this guy wanted way too much for his phone, and then this guy didn't reply. So this leads you to, obviously, you have the right to think sellers want way too much for their phone, no one replies to their messages, but that's not the real problem. It's just that you didn't get enough chances. So when you get a high amount of chances, let's say you get 15 chances on the day, so you get 15 people reach out to you on the day, by default, some of these people are going to suck. So no matter how good your negotiation is, no matter how good anything is, no matter how good your skill is or anything, you're just not going to close some of these people, no matter what, right? So it's not a skill issue. It's a volume issue. It's a volume game, especially when it comes to phone flipping. It is all a volume game. So let's say this guy wanted way too much for his phone. So did these two. These 2 people flaked. These 2 people didn't even answer. None of that matters because you have 15 chances on the day, right? Because it's all a volume game. So at the end of the day, even though all these people suck, you could still close 3. So let me hit this home for you with a better example than phone flipping and this shitty kind of visual example I made here is, let's say you go out to the club, right? And let's say you ask 2 girls for their phone number. You're probably not going to close, bro. Like, they're probably not going to say yes. But let's say you go out to the same club and you ask 100 girls for their phone number. You're going to get 1 phone number, or you're going to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Same thing with phone flipping. The more people you have conversations with, the more people you're going to close. So the more people that say no, the closer you are to a yes. The more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. So if you just have volume, you're gonna hit home. You're gonna hit one. You're gonna get one. And again, it doesn't matter about your skill. It doesn't. You could have the best negotiation ever, and same thing goes for like when you're in the club. You could have the best game ever, bro. You could study game forever. You could watch podcasts on how to talk to girls forever, but it's not your skill set that's the problem. It's the girls. Is that you don't have enough volume of girls. If you only talk to 2 girls, it doesn't matter how good your game is. You're probably not going to close. Whereas if you talk to 100 girls, you're probably going to close, right? So I hope that kind of makes sense to you. And it really just all comes down to volume. It's all a volume game. So you don't need everyone to say yes. You just need enough chances. You just need enough shots on goal, right? If I have 10 soccer balls in front of me and I have 10 chances to kick those soccer balls into the net, I'm probably going to make one. Whereas if I just have 1 soccer ball in front of me to kick into the net, I could probably fumble that, right? That's just probably a shitty example, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So that's exactly why you're stuck, is you think refreshing marketplace is sourcing. You think your area is dead. You think you have too much competition in your area, but you're blaming everything except your volume. This is the thing you need to work on, is volume. The volume of people you're talking to every day. That's why you're stuck. It's because you're not talking to enough people every day. So all your problems are just coming from one thing, and that's just you don't talk to enough people. So that's the problem we need to solve, is talking to enough people, getting enough people to talk to on the daily. So all we need is more opportunities to talk to more people, because we know if we get more people to talk to, if we get more girls to talk to, the more phone numbers we're going to get. So same thing with phone fluing. The more people we talk to, the more phones we're going to get. Now, that is exactly why you're stuck, and here's exactly how we're going to fix this. So there's only 2 ways to get more phones. Only 2. It's either you do outbound, so you chase sellers. So this is refreshing marketplace. This is DMing people on marketplace and OfferUp. This is trying to be the first person to reach out to them. So you're sitting there, you're refreshing every 5 minutes, you're refreshing Facebook Marketplace every 10 minutes, and you're trying to reach out to these people as quick as possible. When you're doing outbound, it's pretty hard because you are competing against a lot of people, and it's pretty slow and it's limited. If 0 people list their phones on Facebook Marketplace that day, you get 0 phones that day, right? So your business completely relies on Marketplace. And God knows I've been there. I have been there where I was just doing outreach all day and reaching out to 30, 40, 50 people a day between Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and all the other bullshit like apps I could download. That's a marketplace, right? And that's how a lot of people start out, is just these outbound leads, is trying to chase sellers. So that's one way to get phones. The other way to get phones is inbound leads. So literally just the complete opposite. So instead of you chasing sellers, sellers chase you. So they see your posts, they see your ads, and they DM you. So instead of you DMing them, they are DMing you. And they're coming ready to sell you a phone. So this will not work. If you want to get a lot of phones, this will not work. Outbound will not work. So the way to fix this is by getting inbound leads. Okay, we're on to something here, right? And you're probably saying, well, this little shitty demonstration doesn't prove to me why inbound leads is the way I need to source my phones now, is the way I need to get my phones now. Well, let me hit it home for you with these examples right here. This is why inbound leads is going to fix everything for you. This is why inbound deals, inbound messages is going to fix everything for you. Is let's say I get 10 inbound messages a day, every single day, missing one deal doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So if one seller wants way too much for their phone, you move on to the next one. You have 9 more, right? And let's say 5 people don't even reply to you. You still have 5 more. So it all comes down to volume. It's all a volume game. So now all the problems that you had before are now solved because you're not even doing outbound anymore. You're starting to get inbound leads, which let me get to that in a second of how you're even going to get these inbound leads. Because you're probably like, what the fuck? How the fuck do I even get an inbound lead? I'll get to that in just a second. So all these problems you had before, like marketplace is dead. You're not even using marketplace anymore. So that's not going to be a problem. But let me explain to you this. When you say marketplace is dead, the real problem is that you only use one source of getting sellers. So no wonder why you can't find a bunch of deals on Facebook Marketplace, is because if there are people phone flipping in your area, I guarantee you they're doing the same thing as you. They're refreshing Marketplace all day, every day, just like you are. And there could be 5 other people that you're competing with on Facebook Marketplace that are also phone flippers, also trying to get phones that you're trying to get. So you have so much competition when you are trying to source your phones on Facebook Marketplace. And you're not only competing against the phone flippers in your area that are, locked on to Facebook Marketplace, but you're also competing with the people that actually want to buy the phone. So you're not only competing with other phone flippers, you're also competing with normal people who want that phone to get for their fucking daughter or use the phone for themselves, right? So that's why you come to the conclusion of Marketplace is dead. I hear so many people say this, but that's why. So again, like you're saying, too much competition's in my area. The real problem is you're all competing on the same place. You're all competing on the same place, right? So this really fixes all your problems. Like no one replies to me. You're not having enough conversations. All of this shit. The point is that you're saying you can't find enough phones. The real problem is you have no daily sourcing system. You're just not getting inbound leads. So everything you think is your problem is really just you not talking to enough people. So here's exactly how we're going to get our inbound leads is through Facebook paid ads. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get a shit ton of inbound leads using Facebook paid ads. I'm going to explain to you how this works, why this works, everything like that. But this is the beast of phone flipping. If you run Facebook paid ads the right way, you will get so many inbound leads. You will literally not be able to handle all of them. And this is exactly the point that you want to be at if you want to get a shit ton of phones, because obviously if you get a shit ton of phones, you're going to make a shit ton of money. So this is the king. This is the beast of phone flipping is Facebook paid ads. And these results just speak for themselves. These are students that I'm currently working with, like their Facebook paid ads. And these are the leads that they're getting, like 273 leads, 210. And keep in mind, these are all people that want to sell their phone. Like these people are dying to sell their phone. 273 people, 158 people, 408 people. Imagine 408 people reached out to you to sell you their phone. You'd be static. You'd make a lot of fucking money if 408 phones came to you, right? So all these are Facebook paid ads, proof that these actually work. I'm just showing you this because this is proof that Facebook paid ads, they actually work. They actually get you a shit ton of messages. And not only for me, because these are some of my ads right here, but not only for me, but they also work for all these other people too. So it's not just, oh, I got lucky, but it's really a proven sourcing system that actually works and is actually down packed, that is repeatable, that can obviously get you predictable results. So it's not only worked for me, but it's worked for plenty of other people. And if you just get the right sourcing system dialed in, you get the right Facebook paid ads dialed in, you're going to get a shit ton of phones. So all of these messages, they lead to all of these phones. They lead to a shit ton of phones. So when you get a lot of messages, you close a lot of people, you start to take pictures like this of you getting a shit ton of phones. And obviously, the main moneymaker in this business is getting phones. If you get no phones, you make no money. If you get a lot of phones, you'll make a lot of money. So this results into people making a lot of money. Is, that $10,000 profit in a month, $15,000 profit in a month, $10,000 profit in a month, $6,000 profit his first ever month phone flipping. These are all people that I'm currently working with. And all they did to make this money is just run these ads. And when you run these ads, the messages come. And when the messages come, the phones come. And when you sell the phones, you make a lot of money. So all of this is literally just the result of this. That's all it is. Like, if they didn't have this, they wouldn't have made the money that they're making. So it's all just having a good Facebook paid ad system for you to get a shit ton of phones. That's all it is. So the reason why these people made a bunch of money is because they just got that dialed in, and the money follows. When you do that, the money follows. By the way, if you guys want me to help you personally with these Facebook paid ads, just like I helped all these people, you could click the first link in the description. You could book a call with me, and I'll actually help you out with running these Facebook paid ads for yourself and getting a shit ton of phones. So also, obviously, you'll make a shit ton of money. This is somebody messaging me that he did $21,000 profit in a month just from running these Facebook paid ads, like getting a good sourcing system dialed in, because you get a shit ton of phones. And just a side note, I'm obviously not going to show the exact Facebook ad that all these guys are running and that I'm personally running myself, because if I did show you exactly the exact Facebook ad that we're running, it would completely ruin it and it wouldn't even work anymore. That's exactly to the point that outreach has gotten new. Everyone started doing it. And obviously, if everyone started running the exact same Facebook ad, it wouldn't work at all anymore. So that's exactly why I'm not showing exactly how to run it, what the exact Facebook ad is, because everyone would be doing it. Now, you're probably pretty skeptical and you're probably like, how the fuck did these even work? Why did these work? Like, what's the actual logic behind why these work? I think this is pretty bullshit, whatever it is. Whatever your skepticism or whatever is saying to you, I'm going to teach you and show you exactly why these work. Every single reason behind it. So number one is leverage. So you stop being that guy behind a screen on Facebook Marketplace and you become the only person in your area showing up on everyone's screen. When I meet up with people, I get so many people will be like, yo, bro, I can't get you off my feed. Like, you're on every single Instagram. Every time I go on Instagram, you're there. Every time I go on Facebook, you're there. These people can't get rid of me because my ad is working so well. It's picking up so much momentum that I'm just showing up everywhere. Everyone in my local area knows I buy phones. Everyone. Like, everyone who has a phone, they know I buy phones. Everyone in my local area. So that gives you a lot of leverage. So leverage means every single dollar you spend on these ads, like let's say you're spending $10 a day, every single dollar you spend, it turns into more eyeballs, turns into more attention, and obviously that leads to more chances, which leads to more phones. So a lot of people in your area are not doing that. Like, if anything, nobody in your area is doing that, and that's exactly why it works, especially when you do it the right way, like the people that I work with do, because there's a certain way to go about running Facebook paid ads that stand out in a unique way. There's a wrong way to do Facebook paid ads, and there's a right way to do Facebook paid ads. When you do it the right way, nobody else in your area is doing that. So that's exactly why it works. And number two is that these Facebook paid ads, they build a lot of authority. When people see an ad, they automatically assume you're legit. Now, this is kind of iffy. A lot of people will say no, they don't assume you're legit. And a lot of people will say, yeah, I'd assume he's legit. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why some people don't think it's legit. And let me tell you why some people do think it's legit. Now, let me give you two examples of how people run Facebook paid ads. Like I said, there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. Now, if you come across an ad that looks, let me pull exactly up what I'm talking about. So now if people see your ad and it looks like this, they're not going to assume you're legit. It just says we buy phones or we pay cash for phones, which is a phone and cash. If you see this, you're probably like, okay, that's a little sketch. I'm probably not going to sell this guy my phone. I don't even know who he is, what he does. Like, it just doesn't look legit. So if you have no trust, you get no deals. Whereas the same thing works the opposite. When a lot of people trust you, when someone actually trusts you, you're going to get that phone from them. They're going to be willing to sell you a phone if they trust you. And so people trust whoever they see the most. And this is not a person. This is just a picture of we buy phones. So how are you going to trust that? You're not going to trust that. And this is the key point, is that you increase trust so much with a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are and you do what you say you. Now, if you see this ad on your feed, let's say you see this ad on your feed, you're like, okay, a little sketchy. I don't know if this guy's really legit. Let me go to his Instagram page, right? Let me go to his page or his Facebook page. All right, I click on the profile. He doesn't have that many followers and he has no posts at all. I'm probably like, okay, this guy's a fucking scam, right? Okay, this guy offered me $600, but this guy looks like a scam. It just doesn't look legit, right? Whereas let's say I see another ad and it's actually his face is actually on the ad and he's telling me that he'll buy my phone and he's telling me he's in my local area. Okay, this looks a little bit better. Let me click on his Instagram page. Okay, and you see a stack of proof and a bunch of videos of him actually out there buying phones. You're probably going to trust that guy more, that he actually buys phones and that guy is actually legit. if you visit his Instagram page and you see, okay, this guy actually does what he says he does. This guy actually buys phones. So even though this guy running this ad offered me 600, I'm going to go with this guy who looks a lot more trustworthy and has actual proof that he buys phones. Even though he offered me 500, I'm going to go with that guy. So you only get a deal when you have the customer's trust. And next thing is uniqueness. No one else in your city is running good quality Facebook ads, so you instantly become the most visible buyer. You stand out without even trying because you're all the way up here. You're on a whole different level. You guys are playing on two completely different playing fields, and you stand out completely. And so when you're the only one marketing like a real business, you're the only one marketing the right way, the competition doesn't even matter anymore, because the difference between the people that are running ads like these and the ads that you are running, if you actually run them the right way, it's not even a competition anymore. You guys are playing on two completely different playing fields, completely. So number 4 on why these paid ads work so well is because they're literally just buying eyeballs. You could buy however many eyeballs you want. So you pay money, you get people to see you, people message you. That's all an ad is. That's literally all it works. That's how it works. So the more eyeballs you get, the more chances you get, which means the more phones you get, which means the more money you make. So let me break down this math for you just so I can hit this home for you, so it just makes even more sense than it already does. If you spend $10 a day on ads, that's $300 a month. Okay. If you flip one phone a week and make $100 profit on one phone a week, that's $400 a month. If ads give you one extra deal a week, they already pay for themselves. Now this should be a no-brainer to start running Facebook paid ads. This should be an absolute no-brainer. So, like I said, yeah, this should be an absolute no-brainer to start running paid ads, because they pay for themselves even if they're shitty. Even if it gets you one phone a week, it already pays for itself. And obviously you're not going to run paid ads and get one phone a week if you do it the right way. But if you were to just run, like I said, if you were to just run paid ads the right way, you'd be getting way more than one deal a week, but you'd be getting even more than one deal a day. So let's take one of my clients, Amir, for example, who ran this ad that did extremely well, 408 messages, $1.56 per message. And so in total, he spent $638 for 400 messages, right? Let's just do the simple math on this. Now, I think he was spending around this time, I think he was spending about $20 a day. So he spent around $600 total and got 408 sellers to reach out to him. Now that's about 13 new people every single day messaging him. That's the power of inbound leads, Facebook paid ads. That's the power of doing them the right way. 13 new people every single day that wants to sell him a phone. And obviously when you get that many people, you can't help but make $10,000 profit in a month. So that is exactly how paid ads work, why it works. That's why they work so well. And this right here should already convince you that you should be running Facebook paid ads. So, and just a little bonus is momentum. And if your goal is to get beyond $10,000 a month or just get a shit ton of phones, Facebook paid ads is the way, because not only does it just fucking work so well, but it builds up so much momentum. So momentum is really just when you wake up with leads instead of waking up with 0 leads, right? So that's really just momentum is. It's really just a snowball effect. So here's the part that not a lot of you guys understand is ads just don't give you eyeballs. They also give you momentum. Momentum means that your leads start stacking instead of restarting. Now, when you guys are just, DMing people on Facebook Marketplace, you're restarting from 0 every day. So if you have no momentum, you restart every day. Momentum means that yesterday's eyeballs bring more leads today, right? The people who saw you yesterday reach out to you today. If they didn't reach out to you yesterday, they reach out to you today, whatever it is. You get the point. Momentum is when people start coming to you, your ads, your posts, your consistency. That's the snowball effect that's happening right there. The more people who see you, the bigger your snowball gets. So momentum equals more eyeballs, which equals more chances, which equals more sellers, which equals more phones, and that just results into more money. Now, right now, if you're not getting inbound leads, then you have 0 momentum. Every single day you wake up, you're starting from 0. zero eyeballs, zero messages, zero leads to follow up with. That is your problem. That is a big problem. If you have no momentum, then you're not even building anything, right? And when you're only doing outbound, when you're only getting outbound leads, you're not building anything there. Every single day you wake up, you're starting fresh that next day. You don't have any eyeballs on you because nobody even knows you by phones. The only people that know you by phones are the people you reach out to one-to-one. So obviously nobody's going to know you by phones. So that next day you're starting from complete zero. No momentum means every day is just a complete reset. And here's what momentum actually looks like is that people who saw your ad yesterday message you today. People who saw your ad last week message you today. Old leads come back with more phones. People refer you because they remember your name. They remember that you buy phones. They remember you treated them right. This all builds up momentum, right? You follow up on yesterday's leads. So already by default, you already have people to sell you a phone because you wake up the next day. And the people who didn't sell you phones yesterday or last week, you could follow up with those people. Those are leads right there. And again, some sellers become repeat sellers. Some become suppliers. Your name gets out there. Buyers start finding you. Suppliers start finding you. All these things. So momentum is really just looks like this. It's really just a snowball effect. And I always say the longer you're in the game, the more opportunities you get, the more suppliers you'll get, the more buyers you'll get, the more connections, the more everything. So the longer you're in the game, the more the snowball grows and grows and grows and grows. And the snowball grows by itself as long as you just keep a Facebook paid ad running. So I hope this video solved your problem of exactly and showed you exactly what you need to do. Is you need to start running Facebook paid ads. That's what you need to do. So I hope this video solved your problem and helped you understand why you have a sourcing problem and kind of hit everything home so you kind of understand exactly what you need to do next and everything like that. And again, if you want help with doing all these things that I explained in this video, I'll put a link in the description. You could book in a call with me. I'll help you out with literally all of this and help you out with getting inbound leads, running these Facebook paid ads. So you can get a shit ton of leads for yourself. And once you get a shit ton of leads, the money follows. So yeah, I hope this video really helped you understand why you're not getting a bunch of phones and exactly how to solve that problem. So that's that, and I'll see you boys in the next video.